Everywhere Pinot Noir does well, the specific place where the grapes grow pretty much defines what the wine can be. It's a product of its environment, and one of the best is Oregon's Willamette Valley, a large region that stretches from Eugene to just south of Portland in the western part of the state. Vintners there are starting to narrow it down, labeling their wines with specific appellations, or AVAs, and Pinot Noir drinkers are getting a sense of what the wines from these subregions are like. I'm Harvey Steiman, editor-at-large of Wine Spectator, and I review the wines from Oregon. The 6 sub-AVAs in Willamette Valley cluster on the foothills in the northern end of the larger appellation. Today we'll compare 2006 wines from the McMinnville AVA and the Yamhill-Carlton AVA. Each of these two bottlings comes from the heart of its AVA. They should represent what you can expect from these appellations very well. The first wine, Maysara, comes from the McMinnville AVA. It lies in the Coast Range, so it's open to the cool winds coming off the Pacific Ocean. Though it's a warm region, the breezes make the nights cold and keep the acidity levels vigorous. The marine sedimentary soils are deep, and as a result, sometimes the tannins can have some grip. Maysara biodynamically farms 200 acres of grapes on 4 estate vineyards that drape over some low hills. It sells grapes to some of the better wineries in Willamette Valley, but it's been making its own wine since 2001. The Jamsheed bottling blends all 4 of Maysara's vineyards, and at $25 is at the low end of moderately priced Oregon Pinots. Let's taste the wine. The color is on the lighter side. It's more transparent than a lot of Pinot Noirs. There's lots of cherry and raspberry flavor, a little roasted meat as well. Feels seamless, it lingers. But that fresh acidity makes it feel refreshing, and the tannins don't get in the way. This is a good example of what's best about the McMinnville AVA. It's light and crisp, but it delivers a lively beam of really distinctive fruit character. The second wine is from Ken Wright Cellars. Ken makes about a dozen different single vineyard bottlings of Pinot Noir every vintage since the early 1990s, and all in a very elegant, refined style. He tries to let the individual personality of each vineyard show through clearly. He's also one of the champions and instigators of these new sub-appellations. Although Ken buys grapes from independent growers from all over Willamette Valley, his own vineyards are in Yamhill-Carlton, a big U-shaped area that follows a line of volcanic hills. It's mostly Willikenzie, a very sandy, well-drained soil, lets the fruit ripen easily. It's also relatively warm for Pinot Noir, and without the cold winds of McMinnville, the wines come off as more dark-fruited and softer. This one is from Ken's own vineyard called Abbott Claim, in the middle of the Yamhill-Carlton district on top of a low ridge. Let's taste it. Well, first of all, you can see how dark it is. I mean, the color really has some density to it, and it smells very ripe and generous. It has this tar and currant and licorice kind of flavor, and it all really lingers well on the finish. It's really polished to a shine, and it's not at all a big wine, just nicely focused. And that's what you expect from Yamhill-Carlton. The deep soils give it more power, and the warm climate makes it feel ripe. But it's Oregon, so it has finesse. These are both good wines, and they reflect the individual character of their sub-AVAs. The Maysara from McMinnville, it's bright, refreshing. The Abbott Claim from Yamhill-Carlton, it's ripe without losing that elegance. They're both gentle and silky, and that's what Pinot Noir from a prime region like Oregon's Willamette Valley can do so well.